Most people don't make it on OnlyFans. And if you think it's quick cash, you're already losing. Hey guys, I'm Cedric Dickory, and today we're going to talk about making a living on OnlyFans. And the short answer is most of you won't, at least not right away. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. And if you want this to work, you need to hear it. OnlyFans is called OnlyFans for a reason. You need an audience. And if you don't have one yet, you need to build one. So you're not just starting OnlyFans, you're also starting a marketing job. Quick sidetrack into my backstory. How did I start? Before I ever started OnlyFans, I was working in the industry for about a year as a photographer and director. And in that year, I was meeting people, I was building connections, and I was learning a lot about how everything works behind the scenes. And at some point, I decided to give OnlyFans a try myself, in front of the camera. So I started my own solo page. And not long after that, I also opened a couples account with my partner Sophie. Today, that shared page is actually how both of us make most of our money. But we still both run our own individual pages as well. And I think there's an important lesson here already. You don't know from the start what will work best for you in the end. You'll have to figure it out on the way. Now here's another quick reality check. It took us a year until we were able to live off of OnlyFans. A year. So if you need money right now, OnlyFans is probably not the answer. Sure, there are exceptions. We've all seen those 2020 headlines of people getting insanely rich overnight by just posting nudes on OnlyFans. But those times are pretty much gone. For most people, this is a long-term thing. If you want to make a living on OnlyFans, you need to learn how to market yourself. And you're probably gonna do that on social media. Most creators nowadays swear by Instagram Reels and TikTok. Others are very successful on Reddit and Twitter. You can also use the black and orange hub page to drive traffic to your content. And for us, Reddit and that said hub page are actually the main drivers for traffic to our pages. But we're still on all the other platforms as well. You don't need to be everywhere. But you have to pick some platforms that you actually enjoy using and get good at using them. Because if you hate making TikToks, you will probably not stick around long enough to succeed in the end. And also, you probably don't want to make something your job that you actively hate, right? Another big thing. Don't try to make a living just on OnlyFans. There are other platforms like Clips for Sale and ManyVids, and on those platforms you can actually sell individual clips. Also, those platforms have a search engine and internal traffic, something that OnlyFans is lacking. You can also look into studio work depending on where you live and what you're into. And also, some creators make good money off of spicy live streaming sites. My point is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let's talk numbers for a second. Making about 4 grand a month puts you roughly in the top 5% of all OnlyFans creators. Making 10 grand puts you in the top 1%. So if your goal is to make serious money, you have to compete with and outperform 99% of all creators on the platform. And I know we all like to think that we are gonna be that person, but statistically, most of us won't. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try, it just means you should go into this with realistic expectations. Depending on where you live and how much money you need, you can make a comfortable living off of OnlyFans and other platforms combined. But don't do it because you need money fast. That mindset will burn you out and will get you to do things that you don't want to do. And one more time, don't think too OnlyFans centric. There are other platforms and OnlyFans has the worst discoverability of almost all of them. Also, OnlyFans tried to kick spicy creators off of their platform before. And their tech support is, let's say, not great. So instead of thinking of OnlyFans as a place where you build your audience, think of it as a place where your audience converts. But you have to build the attention elsewhere. That is the actual job. So that's my take on making a living on OnlyFans with no following. It's possible, but it's not easy and it's not quick money. It's marketing, it's consistency, and it's a lot of patience. If you're willing to treat it like a real business, you can do it, but there are easier jobs out there. Take care, guys.